Picture this. The year is 1620, a time when kings and queens rule, and exploration is the name of the game. England, a realm of power and prestige, yet simmering beneath its surface are religious tensions. A group known as the Separatists, who later become the Pilgrims, are yearning for religious freedom. They dream of a place where they can live and worship freely, without fear of persecution. This is an era of discovery, where new worlds are being unveiled across the horizon. The Pilgrims, driven by their quest for religious liberty, decide to venture into the unknown. They are willing to risk it all, leaving behind their homes, their families, and their familiar surroundings. This is no ordinary journey. It's a daring voyage across the vast, unpredictable Atlantic Ocean, a journey fraught with danger and uncertainty. And so, they embarked on a perilous journey, hoping to find a new home across the Atlantic. Life on the Mayflower was far from a luxury cruise. This historic vessel, a mere 110 feet in length, was crammed with over 100 passengers and crew. The living conditions were cramped and unsanitary, a far cry from the comforts of home these pilgrims had left behind. The voyage itself was a test of endurance. Storms battered the ship, causing significant damage and forcing the ship off course. Instead of landing in the Virginia colony as planned, the Mayflower found itself off the coast of New England. This unexpected detour was not just a geographical inconvenience, it placed the Pilgrims outside the jurisdiction of any established English colony. The New England winter was harsh and unforgiving. Without the proper preparations and supplies, survival became an immediate concern. Food was scarce, and shelter was rudimentary at best. The cold was relentless, and the Pilgrims were ill-equipped to handle it. Sickness was another brutal adversary. The close quarters and poor hygiene on board the Mayflower allowed diseases to spread rapidly. Many passengers fell ill, and some didn't survive the winter. Despite these dire circumstances, the Pilgrims pressed on. They understood that their survival depended not just on their individual efforts, but also on their collective action. Faced with uncertainty and the harsh New England winter, the Pilgrims realized the need for a plan. In the face of adversity, the Pilgrims made a revolutionary decision. Stranded in the harsh New England wilderness, far from their intended destination, they knew survival depended on unity and order. Thus, they drafted a document that would serve as their lifeline: the Mayflower Compact. This was no ordinary charter. It was the first governing document of Plymouth Colony, a blueprint for self-governance and democratic decision-making. The 41 men aboard the Mayflower convened, and in the dim light of the ship's cabin, they penned down a pact that would forever change the course of history. The compact was a promise of mutual cooperation, a commitment to abide by laws for the general good of the colony. It underscored the importance of collective decision-making, a radical concept at the time. Each man was given a voice, each opinion mattered. This democratic spirit was a beacon of hope amid the uncertainty and fear. But the Mayflower Compact was more than just a survival strategy. It was a stepping stone towards a new political ethos. It foreshadowed the principles that would later underpin the United States Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. The notion of self-governance, the value of democracy, and the idea of we the people all took root in this historic document. With the signing of the compact, the Pilgrims made a commitment to ensure the survival and success of their new colony. Their pact of mutual cooperation, inked in the heart of the Atlantic, was a signal flare of democracy that would illuminate the world. The Mayflower Compact was more than just a survival strategy, it was a beacon for future generations. This remarkable document, signed by 41 men aboard the ship, laid the groundwork for self-governance and democratic principles in America. It wasn't just about immediate survival, it was an agreement to abide by laws for the good of the community, setting a precedent for the rule of law and the concept of a social contract. Fast forward to today, and you can see the compact's influence on the US Constitution. The principles of self-governance, community consensus, and the rule of law, first enacted on the Mayflower, are now cornerstones of American democracy. It's remarkable to think that a document drafted on a ship in the middle of the Atlantic continues to reverberate through centuries, shaping the political landscape of a superpower. And so, the Mayflower Compact stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of democracy and the power of a united community.